Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Thor deck or Nordic Beast deck, whatever you want to call it. Just like most of the Nordic decks, it's focused on summoning out one very powerful synchro monster, Thor in this case. Can be a very powerful card to get out, but it's tough with decks like these focusing on one powerful monster. That's usually not a great competitive kind of mindset, but it still is really fun to just bring out this one powerful monster. And I'll kind of go into the cards and talk about how we're going to go about doing that. So in this deck, I'm going to be running one Blackluster Soldier. We have a decent amount of light that will be going to the graveyard because they're tuners and also summoner monks, so it helps us that way. Two effect veiler, helping us deal with effects, helping us get access to other synchros and make additional plays. So nice for us in this deck. Dealing with effects can be very important for us. And then three Guldfaxe, obviously essential to do what we need. Its effect doesn't get off as often because, not many people actually run synchros as much anymore, but some decks still do. So this can be nice to get that free special summon out to make big plays for you. And then two Hamstrat. So kind of like the Nordic Beast monsters helping us get out level 3 so we can make plays for us. Very important. Two Quillbolt Hedgehog. I really like this card in this deck. We can make additional plays with Summoner Monk so we can get out Thor. We can also get out a level 6 Synchro. So there's additional plays that we can make there that allow us to do a lot of really cool stuff. So I do like that for this deck. And then two Summoner Monk, as I was saying, can be nice in this deck to make some additional plays to get out 8 synchros and other things we're trying to do. So I do like Summoner Monk for this deck type. Two Mega Hamster, so this card can be pretty nice for this deck, allowing us to search out our level 3 beasts so we can make our plays that way, which is really, really nice. And then we're going to be running two of the other Nordic beasts, Tanngjostr and Tanngrisnir. These two help you out a really lot. Obviously, getting destroyed by battle is not as, normal these days, which is kind of another problem with this deck type. But if they do get destroyed by battle, you do get some of that advantage. Tanngrisnir summons tokens, kind of like Hamstrat. Tanngjostr, he'll be able to get summoned when one of your monsters get destroyed. He can also summon other monsters. He's very nice to set up things when you're trying to, get out Thor and make stuff happen. So I do really like these cards. They're pretty essential for the deck type. It's just how they're kind of designed to get out Thor as easily as possible. So now for the spells, we're going to be running two Ayer's Rock Sunrise, kind of a monster reborn in this deck. Very, very nice for us to summon out our beast from the graveyard. One Foolish Burial. So this is really helpful in order to get like Quillbolt Hedgehog to the graveyard, something for Ayer's Rock Sunrise or Soul Charge, to get another Guildfax for Thor. There's some other things you could do with it. So I find that it's really nice for this deck type. Two Forbidden Lance, very helpful to protect things like Thor. We really want to keep our synchros out as long as possible. Two MST, deal with back row. One Raigeki to help get through opponent's monsters. One Soul Charge, obviously really nice for this deck type. Two Supply Squad. I find that Supply Squad is pretty essential for this deck because we actually want some of our monsters to be destroyed by battle, and it'll come up pretty often. And if people do try to take our things out, we'll be able to get advantage, which is really nice because in a synchro deck you tend to use a lot of resources. And for the traps, mostly staples, not too much to say there. We are using 3 Gleipnir just because having a searching card for your entire deck is really nice. So running this at 3 to get whatever we want out very nicely. For the extra deck, obviously going to be running a big variety of synchros, one Catastor in case, with our levels. One Ancient Sacred Wvyern. I really like this card. If you do get the advantage, you can end the duel really, really quickly with this, so I like to have access to it. One Armory Arm with our levels, one Black Rose, again with our levels, we can make easy plays with that. One Goyo with Quillbolt, very, very nice. One Leo in case we don't want to get out Thor, in case we're more scared about back row and certain things, can be very nice for us. Scrap Dragon, Stardust Dragon, helpful level 8s that we can also get out pretty easily. And two Thor. Thor is just this really powerful monster that can deal with effects on the field. He can get summoned back and he can also do damage. So just a very, very powerful card and very nice stats as well. Not a lot of room for XYZs in this deck, so we do have a few Castel, Exciton, Silent Honor, Leviair, and mains. The ones I think would be most useful for this deck type, but there are a bunch of others you could think about running in this deck as well. So now for the side deck, if you haven't seen a video of mine before, in the side deck I kind of just go through other recommended ideas, other stuff I'm tossing around. Not really a true side deck for matches, I just want people to think about the other ideas when they're building this deck type. There's a bunch of other Nordic cards, I'm not going to mention all of them, but one you could run another Nordic beast is Garmer, which has an interesting effect, doesn't come off as often, but it can be useful and you could do other, synchro plays with that. Hyena kind of similarly can get out 2 level 3s for you. Maxx C could be very nice in this deck to get some advantage to make your plays. Redux, you do have some Earth in this deck, so I could see Redux being helpful. Obviously, with Redux, you can make some other interesting plays, so I could see some cool stuff there. You could do Redux and Effect Veiler for rank 8s and Quillbolt, and there's some other things you could do there. Two other tuners, you can use Valkyrie and you can also use Venatus, so those can allow you to do other synchro plays and get out different Nordics. I'm not a big fan of either of these, but some people do run them. Burial from a different dimension could be useful. Obviously, we talked about some of the graveyard stuff we're doing. Wild Nature's Release, Thor has 3,500 attack and 2,800 defense, so with Wild Nature's Release, he'll go over 6k, so that can be a nice finishing card for this deck if you really want to focus on Thor. There's also the Nordic Relics. I don't think they're that useful. If I was going to run one, I might run Meckingjord, because then Thor will get up to 7,000 attack. So that looks like it could be a powerful one, but only in certain specific situations. So something to think about. Pinpoint Guard could be useful for this deck, obviously, to bring back monsters that you won't want destroyed. This could be really nice with Tanngjostr. Skill Prisoner, another nice one to protect your cards. Trap Stun, again, to deal with back row. Some other XYZs that could be useful. Lavalo Chain, again, we talked about graveyard stuff. And Zen Maester could be, again, useful for a card like Tanngjostr. There's a lot of really interesting combinations you could do with Tanngjostr that can make plays for you, like other attack and defense change cards. So there's a bunch of stuff you could do there, just not really what I'm going for. So that's my Nordic Beast Thor deck. Again, very fun to play, a synchro focus deck. Has some issues because of just the style of it, bringing out one specific synchro, but I do like what it's trying to do, and it is really cool to bring out a card like this that is just meant to be really powerful to deal with a lot of stuff, and just a really cool card in general. But if you guys do have your own Nordic Beast decks, definitely post below, let me know in the comments. You could talk about what cards you use, maybe you have some suggestions for me, maybe there's something I didn't think about, so let me know down below. But that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.